We're two sisters with 10 adult kids between us.
We thought parenting would get easier once the kids grew up. We were wrong.
Because parenting doesn't end.
It just changes.
Season 3 isn't about telling stories anymore.
It's about the process, letting go, setting boundaries, figuring out when to step in and when to step back.
If you're parenting adult kids and still trying to figure this stage out,
you are not alone.
Season 3 of These Can't Be My Kids is called
Still Parenting. Apparently.
Don't forget to follow,
like,
comment,
share,
and subscribe.
You can find us on YouTube,
Apple,
Spotify,
and everywhere you want to be. Hey y'all, hey, welcome to another episode of These Can't Be My Kids.
Yes, we are here today with a special episode for y'all. It is a Mother's Day episode. We brought in our mom as a special guest. You see her sitting here. We're so excited to have her. At least I'm excited to have her. I don't know, Karen was the bad kid, so she might not be so excited to have her, but I'm excited because, you know, mom's
y'all see
favorite.
My face.
So
y'all already know.
I know.
Everybody who know. Okay.
Anyway, it's the if you know, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Miss Bossy over here.
We're gonna see. But we are really excited to have mom here with us today. So we're gonna go through some questions about her parenting adult children, because we are still her children, even though we are full-grown adults parenting our own adult children. Yes. And she's a great resource. A great wealth of information as it relates to parenting adult children. So I don't know. Let's see what we're gonna get into today with mom.
You nervous?
Say hi.
Yes, hi.
Yeah, she's nervous.
I have no idea what type of questions these two are going to ask me. So prepare yourself.
So
I prepare myself.
This is totally unscripted. She is correct. She has no idea what we're going to ask, and so we don't know what kind of answers we're going to get. So that's going to even make it more interesting. So
yes,
yeah. Okay, all right.
So you want to kick off? Let's start off with something light.
Okay, Karen's going to start. With questions.
Right. Which one of us stressed you out the most?
Both of you. Serious, both of you, at different times.
At different times?
At different times.
Like throughout, like starting at what age would you say?
I didn't start having trouble with you until you were like 15, 16 years old.
Okay. So like that like right at the beginning of teenage.
Yeah, teenage.
But then it continued throughout our adult years?
Oh, heck yeah.
Okay. She said heck yes, y'all. All right. So
again, at different times.
Okay. Let's see. What's something you said you'd never do as a mom, but you did anyway?
Have children.
Well, you can't say that as a mom. You already had them. So when you're thinking about parenting at your adult children, what is something that maybe you were like, yeah, I'm not going to do that, but then your adult child came to you anyway, whether it was one of us or not, and you said, or was it nothing?
It was nothing really, because it was nothing too complicated or something that I wouldn't have done for my children.
Okay.
Birth or adopted, or
right. Well, yeah, whatever. Adopted, that's what we call them. The ones that we adopt that may not, like I said, be biologically ours, but we still tend to take care of them in some capacity, shape, or form. Or if they come from another parent, you know, what most people will refer to as step siblings. Like, we don't really have those in our family. They're just our siblings. So, there's a combination of all of that in the household.
Because over the years, there's been many children coming going through my home.
Mm-hmm. Friends of friends of friends of friends. So that's like one thing, like I think of as a parent to an adult child. And I've had my adult children have their friends come to ask to stay with us. And I would be like, no, why would I do that? But of course, I've done it, right? And so, you know, that's something that I know my mom has done. Like my friends who might, you know, I'd say be in trouble, but sometimes it's not even trouble. Sometimes it's like, right. Sometimes it's parents. Some of them, they just don't want to live with their own parent, and they think my parent is so cool, so they want to come live with my parent. And then they do that, and then they realize that my parent is just
That's the
not
same.
cool as their parent. So you end up with, but it's still not their house. So I guess it comes off a little bit different.
Yes.
So yeah. All right. What else do we have? Let's see. Ooh, all right. What do you think that people don't understand about being a mother, parent to adult children?
Well, that's a very hard question to answer due to the fact that if you've raised your children to be adults, there should be nothing that they don't understand. I mean, if they've dealt with their children all through their years,
Right.
there should be nothing that they don't understand.
Yeah, and so for us, like we talk about the fact that a lot of people don't realize that you do still parent your children into adulthood, right? Because
Correct.
18 is what's considered an adult. So at what age do you really think you stop parenting them to the point where they can do it on their own?
You never really stop parenting.
Right.
You never really stop,
Yeah.
because regardless of what age you become, somewhere you're going to need something,
Right.
and naturally, if the parents are available, that's who you're going to go to.
And as the parent, you just make yourself available
Correct.
to them, and
Yes.
and always is there for them.
Yeah.
And we talk about boundaries. That's one of the things that we talked about. And I don't know, I'm off question.
You're fine.
I'm just going. So when you talk about boundaries, can you think of a boundary that you had to set with us or any of your other kids that kind of where you said, you know what, this is the limit. Like, I'm there for you, but this is the limit that I'm gonna go for you.
For me, that happened. That became with you too.
Okay.
When you wouldn't follow the rules and guidelines that was set down in my home, because you can't live in my house and not do things. That's why you all were raised. I'm working.
Right.
You're home. You take care of the home while I'm away.
Okay.
You don't let things happen. Clean it, cook, whatever. You take care and you watch out for each other. So for me, that is if you do not abide by the rules set for the house.
So when we didn't do that, what didn't she kick us out?
Yes,
Oh, I forgot about that. Look, I'm
Yes.
like, didn't she kick us out?
She did.
Park Avenue.
Yeah, she did, and we moved into this. Yeah. So
Park
she
Avenue.
didn't remember where we moved to, because then we ended up having to move back home.
Yes, we did.
Yes.
Another story. But I think if I look at that, right, that was a lesson learned for us, right? Like she told us, you can't do what I need you to do in my house, and you can't live here. So we left. We got our own apartment. We ended up back at home. But when we got back at home, were we more in tune to the things that we were supposed to do?
We was like, okay, we won't do that again.
Right, because we had
We
to
weren't
learn.
ready.
Right, we knew, like, we thought we were gonna be out there just, living life like,
We did for a
living
little
la
bit.
vida loca, as they say.
We did for a minute. We did live like
I mean, we had fun. Don't get it wrong, but it was also, we weren't in that apartment for even a full year before we ended up
Like,
back at
adulting
home.
hit us real
Yes,
hard.
Adulting hit us so hard. It was
the
like,
bills came
yeah.
knocking, and
Yeah.
we were like,
I
"What?"
was like, what you mean?
Oh,
Again?
now this makes sense. Why
Like,
she
we
was
gotta do
like,
this again?
yeah.
So you kind of get that. So you see, it's so even though you have those opportunities in life to do for your kids, and you want to do for them, you do still have to set boundaries either way to kind of help them grow into true adulthood. So, what's your next question?
One of the things, and this that we talk about a lot, is the differences in raising kids now. Like, so we talk about, we look at how we raised our kids. And then we look at our kids and how they're raising their kids.
Yes.
And it is so
Different.
Yeah.
right? So from your perspective and when you were raising us to how we ended up raising our kids, what are some of the things that you recognize were huge differences that you like, what the heck?
Well, you all were too lenient raising your children.
We were lenient on our children.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, because the things that you all allowed, some of the things, not
Right.
all the time.
Yeah.
Some of the things that you all allowed your children to do, you didn't do.
Right, but we allowed our children to do it because we thought we should have been allowed to do it. So that's probably why we let our
That's why she's the jokester.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. No, you gotta speak freely. So when you think about when you're looking at your grandkids, you're looking at them going, if they had done it this way, then these grandkids wouldn't be that way.
Correct.
So we wouldn't be actually able to have a podcast. This is these.
Correct.
See, okay.
Yes.
Real loud there, y'all. She gave us up for real. I don't know if that's the path Cameron was going with that question or that thought, but I'm gonna go ahead.
Because we always talk about the changes in parenting. Because we, even for us, when we look at parenting our children, that's why we can say these can't be our kids. It's just crazy.
Because we do think we taught them differently and better. As you said in the very beginning, right? Like if you teach your kids and you are parenting them the way you should, then there really shouldn't be any concerns with parenting. But and on the flip side of that, there's that. To your point, maybe we were too lenient. Maybe we did. And I think on one episode, me and Karen talked a lot about like not wanting our kids to have to suffer through some of the things maybe we suffered through. Not like in a bad childhood way, but just, giving them opportunities that I didn't have as a child for whatever reason. And so if I have the ability, then I want to give my kids that chance. So when you look at things like that, that's where is it really leniency, or is it just that because you don't want your child to suffer?
It depends
you
on
did
the
that
results.
with me, I'm
it
sure,
depends.
right?
It depends on the results.
Okay.
Because if you're not benefiting from your not lenient, then it would be different.
Okay.
Because now, look at you two now. I'm very proud of both of you. I mean, because
you answered my later question. No,
because and I had troubles and I had problems with you all.
Right.
Okay, so and you have to do what I told you to do. I say, don't. What's the word? Don't do what I do. Do what I tell you to do. Because sometimes you'll see how things are going with me not so well.
Right.
So I don't want you to follow in some degree in my footsteps. Because then you two would not probably have turned out the way that you are.
Yeah. Right.
So with the children, and also for me, which was another good thing for raising you all, is because the people that you hung around with did not have such a bad influence on you. And see what young people today now, they're out there in the streets.
Yeah.
So there's
either that or on social media.
Or on social media, which is very dangerous to a degree. But it's things like that. If you teach your children certain ways, for me, I'm going to say the correct way, even though it's very hard to say because there really isn't a correct way to raise your children.
It varies
because each one is an
family.
individual.
Right.
But if you do things and show your children, okay, this can be the end result if you go this route. This can be the end result if you go that route. And and give them the option and see what, from your training and teaching them, which way they go.
Okay. Do you ever get frustrated watching us raise our children?
Heck yeah. Yes.
Probably.
Yes.
I would say a big yes to that one too. I am very, very sure. Because I get frustrated watching my oldest raise her kids the way she raised her kids because it's very different than the way, at least, I don't want to say it's very different, but there are things that are different than the way I raised her. So it's kind of like that's a trickle down effect. Which goes to so when you think about raising your kids, do you raise them in the way that you were raised or the opposite or a combination?
Well, for me, it was a combination because our mother worked all the time.
Okay.
Our father worked. So a lot of us, we raised ourselves to a degree because we were always home. And we raised each other,
Right.
Helped each other as far as we could, with as much as we could.
Yeah.
So I didn't want you all having to be that way, even though I worked.
Right.
And you ended up doing it anyway.
Yeah.
But it's like you
But it's
learn.
different.
We learn. Yes, it's a learning situation because I learned from my older sisters and brother. My younger brothers and sisters learned from me, and so on and so forth. So it's a teaching progress. It's in process. And even for the younger people, even for you, I didn't want you all to deal with certain issues. And that's why I used to always say, I can't give you what you want. but I can give you what you need.
Right. Yeah.
And I did my best to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great philosophy
Mm-hmm.
in general. I think if we, I do go back and I reflect on my kids, and of course, the whole, I don't want them to have to go without certain things, and so, you give and give and give. But, that simple statement in itself, I may not be able to give you everything you want, but I'll give you what you need. And sometimes the bare minimum that need maintenance, and I'm not saying it's just going to be, bargain basement or anything, but it's what you need in that capacity, and that's it. Because sometimes when we give what they want all the time, that's where we run into issues.
Yes.
We run into issues with the kids. So was there ever a moment, I know what you're gonna say probably, but where you didn't like us? Well, not love us, because you love us all the time, but was there ever a moment where you didn't like us for some reason?
Yes.
See, I knew she was gonna say yes, but I didn't want her to say yes, y'all. She's supposed to say absolutely not.
wouldn't
You
tell
were
a
the
lie.
apple of my eye.
You are the apple of my eyes. But yes, there were times when I woke up in the middle of the night, and my car was gone. I did not like you. I did not like you at all. Because I had to go to work the next morning, and I have no gas in my car.
But we always put it back.
Yeah, and parked it right in the same spot. I watched you. But there was no gas.
You see all those moments where you think you're being sneaky and you're not.
Anyway, yes, there have been times when I've disliked my children.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I don't know. It probably goes both ways, I'm sure. I'm sure my kids are sitting there going, yeah, sometimes I don't like you either, Mom. But it's all right. It's all
We
right.
already know.
Yeah.
We already know. that is for real.
What you got?
What was the hardest part of being a mom? Or the hardest season, rather?
Well, the hardest part, period, is raising children a lot of the times by yourself, having to work to take care of them, to make sure they had a roof over their head, clothing on their back, and food to eat.
Yeah.
And that was the hardest part for me, because it's a grind. It's a grind, especially sometimes like when there was times when I didn't have help. And it was very, very hard.
Very hard.
And that's why, like, for me, with the way you all are going and what you ended up doing, you all became very dependent because of that. Because she used to tell me all the time, Mommy, I'm going to take care of you. When you retire, I'll buy you a Taurus. Because at the time, I
She
liked
wanted
the Taurus
a red
car.
Ford Taurus,
Yeah.
and I
Yes.
said, when I
And she
get
promised
old
to get
enough,
me
I'm
one.
going to get one. I'm
And she did. She got her one. But I never got it.
I didn't
So
have a Ford.
you had a Taurus. Yes, you did.
No,
I don't know what color it was, but you did have a
Oh,
Taurus.
Taurus.
No,
Yeah.
I had a Dodge.
Dodge.
Was it Dodge? Okay.
Yeah.
Something she got. I didn't get one car. I didn't get a car anyway. So it
She
doesn't
didn't
really-
retire yet, Mom.
See? That's why you can't make promises to your parents when you live.
That's why. See, these are the moments where I enjoy her being the oldest, because that's her responsibility to make sure she gets the Ford Taurus when she retires, right?
You lucked out. That's all right. That's
I
all
lucked
right.
out because
okay,
she's
it's
the
okay.
oldest.
But it's still going to come back on you.
That's right. She's going to have to chip in.
That's right.
Yeah. Gosh, where was I going? I was going to ask you. We have a ton of questions on here, so I'm just looking through them. If you could, because you already said you were proud of us, so what do you think we got right as your children? If you thought of something or things, because, I like to hear all the positive things about myself. She done told me I stole her car and I never got her a red Taurus. What are some things that you think we got right, in general as
Independence.
Okay.
What is it? How you all always manage to work. Education.
Okay. We got things, yeah.
And that's it.
That's it. That's it.
That should cover it.
That's enough.
Cover it.
That's enough. Sometimes when I look at my kids and I think, as adults, one of the things that I impress upon them, and you didn't mention it, but I'm sure you think it, is kind of like being there for each other.
Yep.
Like for me, that is a number one trait for my adult children. Like as they grow into adulthood, and we all do, like, sometimes when you grow up as adults, we all move, right? You live, somebody lives in California, somebody lives in Canada or wherever, right? You start to move far away from each other, but you still maintain that closeness and that bond as siblings to always be there for each other. And I see that with my mom. My mom is one of 11.
But
Yes.
it's 9 now.
But it's 9 now, but they still are all very
Close.
close. And they, over
Yes.
the years, I've seen them look out for each other and be there for each other when they needed things. And, you know, whether it's going to take care of somebody. When my grandmom was sick, like, they all took care of my grandmom at different times. So, you know, that's the one thing I try to impress upon my kids. And I hope when I get to be mom's age that, you know, I could look back and say that they have continued to kind of build that same kind of bond. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I
That's
say.
a
The
really
same
good
thing.
thing.
It's just like making sure y'all could be mad at me.
Correct.
Y'all could be mad at me all
You ain't
you
gotta
want.
talk to me.
You ain't
It's
gotta
okay.
talk to me. But keep it with each other, siblings. That's
Yeah.
why the family chats are so important. And when somebody got something going on, whether it's a birthday or,
Yes.
or something,
Yes.
that everybody is there, because at some point, that's
And
all it's gonna
that's
have.
in a way is what I was referring to when I was saying our family was close because we were there raising each other and on up and so forth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever told us a lie as kids or as we were growing up to get some peace and quiet so that we would just leave you alone? Like, have you ever just told us anything?
I haven't had to do that.
You would just tell us
I
to be
would
quiet.
get,
and we,
and like when I had headaches, you all would make everybody be quiet
Yeah.
because I used to get headaches really
Yeah.
bad last 3-4 days,
Yeah.
and you all
You can
knew
see it in your
that, and
eyes.
nobody else, you wouldn't let nobody bother me or make any kind of noise or anything.
Yeah.
But no, so considering peace and quiet, that was basically no need. Because it's like when I walked in the house, you all, if y'all saw me looking wrong, you would leave. So
Hey, we knew to look, right?
What lie have you ever told your children?
Me?
Yeah.
For peace and quiet? I probably told, I don't know if it's a lie though. I probably would just tell them their father was going to get them, like, mostly. I don't know, not for peace and quiet. I'm trying to think.
yeah, nothing really.
I did buy those little, the little eye mask thing, and it says "Ask Dad." So whenever they come into the room to ask me something, it would say "Ask Dad," and then I had this little microphone, little pen thing that every time they came in and asked a question, it just said no in different ways. So I would hit the
that's
button,
cute.
and it would be like no.
But
no,
that's not
no,
telling
no,
a
no,
lie,
no,
though.
No, I'm saying I
Yeah.
can't think of anything that's
Yeah,
a lie,
right,
but those
right.
are little things that I did. So. What are some sacrifices that you think you may have made and that we didn't notice or that maybe we didn't recognize was a sacrifice?
I went without a lot
Yeah.
of times. There was things that I would downsize for myself to make sure you all had, and to make sure that the rent was paid. Because the main thing in the family period, again, is rent, or roof over your head, food to eat, and clothing.
Yeah.
Okay, and so it's like I worked extra jobs sometimes to get money to pay bills and things like that. But it wasn't actually a sacrifice. It was a means of life. It was a way of life. So I can't really say there was sacrifices that were made.
You got any more?
Have we ever disappointed you in a way that still stays with you today?
No, that is something to think about. Let me think on this one for a hot second.
Just a second, y'all. Just a second.
Well, no, you all have never disappointed me because you all have managed your own lives, regardless of what degree it came. You know, you had your children, you raised your children, you always kept jobs, and I'm so excited about that. So
Otherwise, she would be like me with 2 jobless children, adult children, living at home. I'm still waiting for my streaming subscribers. So y'all let me know, okay?
Oh, did you know you had somebody that said that they would?
I didn't see it.
Yeah, somebody said they would pay you $20.
Oh, okay.
Oh, bless your heart.
I'm gonna find you.
No, there was no disappointment. You all managed your own families. You moved away to Atlanta, Virginia, and you carried on. You were never without a job. You were never without a place for your children to live. You know, so you and going to school, the different degrees that you all have now, you can go anywhere and do anything that you want to do.
Very true.
So it's and I always stress education is the most important thing. It's the most important element in a person's life. Get an education. So no.
And just knowing, like, education doesn't always mean that you have to do some kind of higher education per se. It was basically making sure you get your basic education, you get your high school diploma, you graduate from there. And then once you get that education, I'm just saying this because I don't want anybody who listening be like, oh, that student loan, we ain't talking about that all the time. You know, there's trade schools, there's, you know, all kinds
Champagne
of
school.
Right? There's all kinds of different specialty schools, whether it's cosmetology or you want to become a welder or you want to, you know, do different things. So it's all about whatever it is you want to do in your life, but making sure that you take the time to educate yourself on those things so that they can help you move forward in your life the way
It's
that
even
you want
social
it to.
media school,
Even
content
social
creation
media,
school.
content creation.
Like there's
everything.
There's education for everything.
Oh my gosh,
So-
TikTok education. Because let me tell y'all, TikTok it's a whole lesson in itself. It drives me crazy. I keep trying. I don't know how far I'm gonna get, but we'll see.
You do yours is TikTok, mine is Instagram. I just
Yeah.
never could figure Instagram out. Okay.
How do you want your relationship with us to grow from here? Like, what do you want to change anything, or what do you think about your relationship with us?
You need to take care of me.
You better buy her that red Taurus.
Y'all.
No, because we have a bond. we have a bond, and it's a close one.
Yeah.
So it's not really anything different to change. And if I need either of you, I know where you are. I know where you live.
She know how to find us.
Yes, I know where you live.
We done let her come to the studio, y'all, so now she know forever. We should have kept her awake. No.
How does being a good mother, what does that mean to you now versus when we were younger?
Motherhood is good and bad.
Mm-hmm.
So it depends on what you classify as a good mother. Okay, and it's very hard to be raising children of any age, and especially into adulthood. It's very hard to say, okay, I'm going to always be a good mother, because that's a lie. Because you're going to bump heads somewhere. Something's going to go wrong. So just being a mother and being there for your children when they need you should be gratifying enough.
Okay. I like that.
If you could leave us with one truth about life, what would that be?
Live it. Get as much out of your life as you possibly can. If you can travel, travel. If you want to go to the moon, go to the moon. Again, remain with your independence and know that you can exist and you can live without having to rely on not say anyone, but too many people. So you live your life to the fullest as much as possible.
All right, we're gonna close out with this one question. Is there a moment this week where you thought, these can't be my kids?
This week?
This week.
No.
Okay, good. There we go. Closing it out, y'all.
And I'm going in my brain trying to think of something new.
Yeah. Karen didn't have anything this week either, which
Which
is
is
positive. It was really good, because generally we both have something like every week. Because when you have so many kids, right? When you have a bunch of them, there's always one of them that's doing something a little wonky, and you're always like, oh my gosh. So this week you have something. So I'm glad you said nothing this week. So
Nothing
But
this
you
week.
know what? She has nothing this week, but we're going to flip this around. Is there anything that our mother did this week that made us go, this can't be my mother?
Oh my gosh.
And I just want to say, this is really this moment, but it was a really good moment though. I had some place to go last weekend, and I call her up on the phone. She at a store, and I'm asking her, I'm like, "Ma, silver or gold necklace with this dress?" And she goes, "Silver." And I said, "Okay." So I found a silver necklace. I call her back. I said, "This one good?" She goes, "No." She goes, "When are you leaving?" I said, "Like in 5 minutes." Y'all, this lady, I don't know what store she was at, because she was like, she was too far from me to get here in 5 minutes. This lady drove like a bat out of hell.
Yes.
And I'm in my closet, I look out, I turn around, and there she is. And she's like, "Wear this necklace, wear this. Oh, you need some rings, and why you didn't get your nails done? Put some lotion on your hands and we'll figure this out." And I'm just looking at her and I'm like, this can't be my mother.
Like she
She flew over here. It was like poof, she was here to make sure that I looked good to go to my event. And it was really a good positive
And
thing.
she did look good. Can I
She
tell
did
you?
look good
She
for
did
the
look
event.
good.
Yes.
And I said, this can't be my mother just in my face
showing
like
up,
that.
just showing up out the blue. Yeah. But she did.
Yeah, she did.
She did. And look, she actually showed up, came in, and then went into the closet. So it wasn't even like she showed up and just rang the doorbell. She was definitely in there. So
Yeah.
that was good. So, all right. Well, that's all we have. Any final words from you, Mom, that you want to share with our audience or anybody that's parenting adult children to give them a final tip?
Well, always be there for your children. Love them regardless of the situation. Don't ever give up on your children. That's it.
Awesome.
Well, thank y'all for tuning in for another week. And I hope you, by the time you see this, will be Mother's Day. I hope you have an amazing Mother's Day.
Yes.
We hope that your children make you feel special and appreciated. And just know that we are always here.
Yes, because they're taking me to see R&D.
She trying to go see Chris Brown, y'all. Them tickets. Anyway, this can't be my mom.
But she is.
Thanks for tuning in. You can find us anywhere where your podcasts are. Make sure to like, comment, share, and follow. And we look forward to seeing y'all in the next episode.
See you next week, y'all.
Bye.
See ya.